Welcome back to the vlog, folks. So I've been wanting to take some self-portraits, but I've really been lollygagging with it and playing around, beating around the bush, kind of. Most days, instead of like actually making the images and taking these self-portraits, I end up coming in and just playing Cyberpunk 2077, which is a great game, by the way. I have to say that, great game. If you haven't played it, you definitely should play it. And if you have played it, definitely tell me what was your take on the game. Because I've played it like twice now, and honestly, I could play it a third time and I would have no issues, except for like having to like fast forward through the dialogue. But back to the topic, we take in self-portraits. So like I said, I wanted to take some self-portraits, but the only part about it is not as easy as it sounds. What I really should be saying is it's not as easy to take self-portraits on a camera, because anybody could take pictures. Anybody can pull their smartphone out and easily snap a few photos of themselves. But sometimes I would say some people are better than some people and some people not so great, but that's fine. Now that I'm talking about that, I'm wondering if I should actually like make a video about that. Just make a video about people taking selfies or taking pictures with your phone, or just giving a few tips and tricks. Let me know if you would be interested in down below. Now, when approaching a project like this, it's super important to have a plan and have a rough sketch and an idea of what you want to do. It's important to know what you want, and it's also important to know what you want it to look like. It's also important to know what you need to accomplish the job, and in this case, I'm going for soft self-portraits. So to accomplish this task that I set for myself, I'm going to be using a nightstand. I'm also going to be using my parabolic reflective umbrella. And for those of you who don't know what parabolic means, it's kind of like a U shape. Think about like a satellite dish and how they fold in and it all comes to the center. Think about it like that. And it has a reflective surface inside. I also have this pop-up backdrop that I got from Amazon. It has like one side is tan and the other side is kind of like bluish whitish. It's really nice. It folds up into a circle. It's literally like extended over there because I couldn't figure out how to like fold it back. As we speak, it's over there, but I'll figure it out. There's a video online that I saw. I'll probably look back at that video and figure it out soon enough. Along with the backdrop, I have my strobe. It's a 400 watt light, plugs in. It was like $160 on Amazon. Pretty cheap. It's for like indoor. You get them cheaper when they plug into the wall versus like having like a battery one that's like more mobile. But hey, to each his own. I also have my camera and my 56 1.4. I was aiming for tight shots, so I didn't have to do any Photoshop work on the background, so it's gonna be like from waist up. So I went with the 56 1.4, and that's gonna work out really well because we all know like the 56, 50, because this is on a mirrorless camera, but the 50, 56 around that range is very good for portraiture. Okay, so currently we got everything set up. The camera is here, the receiver, I have my tripod, y'all are on a tripod. I have my reflective umbrella here on a stand. Got my Godox SK400 II. No, sorry. Jeez, Roman numerals. Anyways, yeah. Got my Godox flash here, and I have my background. You can't see right now, but it's currently on a box, on the Godox box, just to give it a bit of elevation. That way you can just see exactly where you want. If you get it right in camera, you'll have to do less work in post. So let me just show you the box that it's on. Boom, right there, you could see it. So yeah, you don't really need anything fancy. It's really going to be a simple shoot, and let's hope it works out. Now I just gotta change and go from there. All right. I think one of the other important things to note is that I'm doing this in my living room, my bare bones living room. And the only reason my living room is like bare bones right now is because I'm moving out in about a month, and I really just got back from Germany after like 8 to 9 months of rotation. I just needed a place to live so I can transition to where I'm going to after that, and then I'm making another big step. I will be documenting all that stuff, so y'all could subscribe to like stay in the loop and keep up with me as I'm on my journey. So like I said, I'm in my living room, and your boy is not in a studio, so you don't really need a studio to accomplish this. You just need some space and some controlled light. Talk about some of the issues that I ran into while taking these portraits. The first one is nailing focus. Nailing focus will always be one of the most difficult things to do when it comes to taking self-portraits. I know 2 ways that you could go about getting it done, and the first one is having like a shutter button, like one that you attach to your camera. You could have it wireless, or sometimes they come wired. You attach it, it helps you focus, and you just hit the button and you kind of like hide it in your hand as you pose or whatever. But I don't have one of those. The other way is you put something in your spot where you plan on standing, you focus, go back, move it, stand in that spot, and then you have to like set your timer and take the shot. But in this case, I know that I was working with a smaller space, so I kind of just took my aperture to like a 5.6, and that was it. That was literally it. And most of the shots came out pretty decent. When I say most of the shots, I mean like 3 of like 8, which is actually not bad. Getting like 3 solid shots taking self-portraits, not too bad. Another issue that you kind of run into is getting the camera to like be straight, because I was shooting on a tripod, so I had to make sure, 1, you're on a leveled surface, and 2, I had to make sure all of the legs on the tripod were like even and straight. But luckily for me, the tripod has like this vial, and it has like a bubble that you'd see on like levels for construction. And you just kind of like take a look at that, and once you see it in the center, it's Gucci, in the Poochie. I don't know why I just said that, but yeah. All right, cool. So I gotta like, so I would say I got about 3 good shots. I took about maybe 8 or 9 shots, but I would say like 3 of them is pretty decent. I think that gonna be the end of it for me for now. I don't necessarily want to like do too much or go too far. I think the setup was pretty simple. The outcome was pretty decent, because all I really took is like about 3 solid portraits, and that's really all the video was meant to be. It was just meant to be, hey, how would you do a little simple setup? And when I say simple, I'm meaning obviously you'd have gear, because not everybody has gear to make this kind of stuff. Like, this is a fair amount of gear, I would say. Like, I have a backdrop, a light, and a reflective umbrella, 2 tripods. Like that's quite a bit of gear to have, you know, a camera, a receiver, that's quite a bit of gear. But yeah, hopefully you learned something from this video, and hopefully you learned something from this vlog. It's pretty simple, pretty chill vlog, and I'm happy that I got to do this.